My beautiful Glam sisters, so this is going to be kind of a quick video. I just wanted to put this out there because it is kind of travel season with spring break around the corner with a lot of kids, or maybe it's already happening, I don't know, but a lot of people are going to have travel plans in the next coming months. So I know school will be out in June as well. I don't even know when school is out. I don't know when spring break, I don't have kids. So anyway, I just know a lot of people are going to be traveling. When I go away, I usually do like very short, like either staycation type. So for me, like I stick to this one for the most part. And also when I get on a plane, this is the one I bring. Now you can get any case like this on Amazon. I'm not sure if they still have this particular one, but this one is fantastic. So I will try to either find this one or one similar to it. But this gives you that whole thing that the Allure one does. Let me see here, but it has like the compartments in there, but so I like how it divides it. It makes it easier, but it also has like the Ilios one, it has like some brush space. As you guys can see, those are some of the products I always leave in here just because I have doubles of all of these. So, and I usually, when I'm getting low on a product or like medium, I'll get a new product like when the sale comes out, like of my one size powder, and I'll put the one that is going a little, like this one's gonna need to be replaced soon. So I probably will take this one that I always have on my vanity, and it has, oh my gosh, it's really not that much. I guess I need a new one. You think I like this powder? So anyway, that's 2R. So I always have this with me. So let's go over some of these products that I always carry with me. Let's start off with my foundation, NARS. You guys know I will only bring this foundation just because I don't need a whole lot of foundations. I'm either gonna just use concealer and foundation powder, or I'm gonna put a light amount of this on, or if I'm going somewhere nice that evening, I'm gonna put the full coverage of this on. So it's nice. Now, these NARS bottles, you have to buy the pump separately, just so you guys know that. And if I'm trying to go even smaller, I will pump this into, I'll show you guys right there, those little travel sizes that I get on Amazon. I'll pump some of that into, or I'll pour some of that in there and just bring the smaller amount if I'm gonna go even lighter than this bag. Because sometimes if it's just like a one-day getaway, which I'll do sometimes, then I'll do an even smaller bag. But let's be honest, I mostly bring this. So that fits very nicely into my travel bag. And then I always bring my NYX Freezy Face. You guys know this one is almost out, so I'm probably gonna have to put my other one and replace the one on my vanity because this is gonna be out soon. So always have my Freezy Face. And then I always have my #1 primer, which this one is about to run out. I'm gonna put my vanity one in my bag now because this one is almost out, and just use the remainder and start a new one because I have a new one. So I always have that. I always have my setting spray, Anastasia Beverly Hills. We just talked about that in this entire makeup look, which I just filmed and released for my birthday look. So definitely check out that video. So love the Impeccable spray. So I always keep my travel version of that. I'm kind of going out of order here. My nose is running like crazy. I have lashes in here. These are Amy June lashes. This style is not around anymore. Loved this style. If you're watching this, she watches my videos, Amy. Bring this style back. I'll have to look at my order history what the name is called. And then I always have my natural Ardell Wispies. I hope my lashes are not coming off. I just used the Lily Power Liner and sometimes they just pop off. So anyway, I hope those are not coming off in this video. Always have my wispies just for natural looks. I always have my Armani. This is the Neo Nude Color Bomb. Let's see how I'm running on this because I'm gonna need to make sure. How come I can't get this one open? Okay, this one's running pretty good. So I will keep this one in here. Always carry this with me. You guys know I use this for eyeshadow and for contour. I always have my Lumify drops. This is a must-have, especially when I have like special occasions to go to, like the wedding. for my niece. So we're gonna have that in there. I always have my Sweet Beauty Miracle Powder. This is just truly a miracle, and this is in the shade Light 1. You guys know this is just, it's just my holy grail. So I try to keep this one sitting up straight because I don't, well, actually I do, but it doesn't always work out that way. Let me put some of this on. I just put too much of this on. But this is just the ultimate powder. It's just fantastico. I love it so much. I can't live without that powder. So anyway, that's always in here. This is a spare one, or this is the one I was almost out and I had gotten a new one. So I leave that in there. I try to leave it sitting up straight. I always have this palette with me, and this is the Tarte. This was the holiday collection. You guys know I am obsessed, and I mentioned in last week's video, I will be using this on my niece for her wedding day, but always have this with me. This is just my holy grail palette now. It's amazing, amazing. And then I will always carry, I put it back in here because I use it sometimes, this Natasha Denona, and this is the mini matte palette. I love this palette. What is this one called? I forgot. The mini eye sculpt palette, but it has the black in there, which I absolutely love. Or I'll carry my Viseart one, but I'll put it in my travel bag for now because I'm probably going to use that coming up here soon. Now, you guys know I always have this Z palette that I keep on my vanity, and this is with me at all times. And what I like about this one, and I'll show you guys right there, I can't really show you, I'll dump everything out, but it slides right into a pocket that's behind the brush holder. So I'll just keep it in there and zip it up. So this always is with me, and this is my Makeup Forever powder. This is the bronzer, matte bronzer, and then my Charlotte Tilbury medium, you guys know that. My Surratt, and that is Artisque in Ariel highlighter. I always have that with me, as well as the Surratt Griselle. You guys know that's my contour powder of choice. This is Surratt Ombre, and I use that for my nose contour and my eyeshadow. Sometimes if I don't use that one, I'll use that one. If I want a little bit more depth, I'll use the Ombre. These two shades are from NARS, and I will put the shade names right there. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're single shadows that are only sold on NARS.com. And then I love both of those shades. This is MAC, and this is Wilderness, Natural Wilderness, sorry. Always have that shade. You guys know that's one of my holy grail eyeshadow shades. And then that shade, and then those two are all those square shades, this one and those four are all from the Viseart Neutral palette. So I just pop them out of the case because the other shades I don't use. These are the main shades I use from that neutral palette, and you can shop that palette right there. And those just pop out. You can put them back into the container at any time that you want. I wish this was a poppable one too, but this is what I'm talking about, this palette right here. So I love these colors too, but I definitely don't use the orange one at all. I never really do warm looks. And I do like that palette. That shade, I might have to pop that one in there too. But anyway, this is my ultimate matte palette when this is not available anymore. So hopefully this is still on. You can get both of these on Revolve, and I do have a YouTube Revolve link that you can use right there. Amber was asking me what Revolve was. She had never heard of it. Revolve is one of my favorite places to shop. You can get all the makeup you want on Revolve.com. It's just, they have all the high-end brands plus all of my favorite jewelry and fashion brands, but because your girl has to save money right now, she hasn't been shopping for much on Revolve. But I do always carry, I have a backup of this in a different portion, but I'll just show you guys this right here. This is a holy grail of mine. Actually, I don't know if Revolve still has this, but I actually got my backup on Revolve. I know Amber was telling me she loved, this is Celestial Nirvana, this one right here. This is one of my favorite palettes of all time from Pat McGrath. And this was a holiday palette that she did, and I am obsessed. Is it called Quint? Is it 5 Quint? I can't remember. But anyway, if I want like that really intense metallic, I will use this one. Actually, I don't really need the box to this. Well, I like to keep it in the box so I know it's the new one. So I'm just gonna keep it in the box. But anyway, I have a travel version of that, and that I'll show you guys right there. That's already been used. And then I always carry Elephant and Cheetah with me from my Chantecaille. So this is the Cheetah one. I have a backup of the Cheetah. I don't have the backup of the Elephant, but this is Cheetah. This is just such a beautiful color. So I always carry those with me. This one is so pretty. It's just the most beautiful shade. And then of course you guys know, I can't even waste this one because it's my only one, but this is Elephant. I'll show you this swatch right there. But Elephant is another one of my absolute favorite. This is probably my holy grail right here. This is my holy grail. What I like about these shadows are I don't have any eye irritation at all. It's just amazing. So Cheetah, I have the backup there. I will bring the Giraffe one as well. How come I can't get this out? I have it in this little square thing, but it's messing up here. So Elephant, and then this is Cheetah, or Giraffe. And Giraffe is like, I'll bring this one as well, but I only have one of these. This is popping out, so I have to be careful. But this is a gorgeous brown. So if I want more of a warm look, I'll keep that one there. I have it in like one of these things that I get at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby is my obsession. So I have Cheetah. I'm gonna put Cheetah back in here just so I don't lose it. I always have these little velour puffs. I get these cheap ones on Amazon. They're not my favorite, but I always keep them in my travel bag in case I forget, because I only have one of my Standout Beauty. But I do have my Makeup Forever. I have backups of my Makeup Forever. So I always keep these 3 from Makeup Forever, and I just have this little like old pouch from Sephora. But this is my puff that I always use. You guys know that, my 100mm puff from Makeup Forever. And then my Sigma 3D sponge, because I like to do the cutting there. And then you guys know the drill with this powder puff from Makeup Forever that you can only get on makeupforever.com. But a lot of you guys love this, so I always have these in like a little bag because I don't want them to get dirty. So I keep those. Never keep your sponge in a bag like this. It has to be like a ventilated one. I lost mine, so I've just been throwing it in the bag, but never contain these in like containers because you'll get mildew on them. So I always have my Dose of Color sponge, which needs to be cleaned. It's gross. I don't even want to show you guys that. All right, let's keep on going. So these are the products that I have, again, backups. This is my old Anastasia Beverly Hills Tinted Brow Gel in Blonde. This was the old packaging. This is the newer packaging with the rose gold. But always have my blonde in here. Can't live without that. Always carry my Lumi Glow because sometimes I just don't wear any makeup and I just want to include this with my moisturizer. Love it. You guys know my love for this. I have the one on my vanity over here. I keep this one on my vanity and this one in my travel bag because I usually pick them up when they're on sale at Ulta or Amazon. And then Super Lock, Maybelline. This is like the brow glue, kind of like the ABH one. This is my favorite, you guys. I like the ABH one, but I really like this Maybelline one. So I always keep that in there in case I have some uncontrollable ruly brows. But for the most part, I just use my ABH one. And then I always carry my Oat and my Cotton concealer from Hourglass. You guys know this is just my holy grail. So always carry both of these, and these are backup ones. I just like backups because sometimes like I'll be getting ready and then we're out the door, but I want to be packed. So that's why when I start to run out of things, I'll do that. And then I love this new Cali Ray mascara, and this is the, well, not new, but new to me, Come Hell or High Water, and this is the travel size. But really like this mascara, especially when I'm not doing lashes and I just want more of that fuller effect. But I always have my MAC Giga Black. This is my holy grail mascara because this is the mascara that for my more hooded eyes, this is one of the best. Sorry, it's not focusing. But anyway, love this one, but I always carry both of these with me. So if I want no lashes, I'll use both of these. And then if I'm doing lashes, I only use my MAC one. And I like that it's waterproof. And then I have some dry eye water drops that are prescription from my doctor. I have my Kevin Aquan eyelash curler. It is my favorite eyelash curler because I can curl my falsies with it as well as just my regular lashes. It's the only one that has the wide in there. I like the wide space right there, my favorite. And then I always have my Dermatology, and this is the sunscreen lip product. Really love this product so much. So I always have that in here as well. And I like that it has this like little compartment right there that I can put all that stuff in. And I'll show you guys close-up versions too when I do filming B-roll for this. Sorry, my neighbor's kids are outside. And then I carry this Hourglass powder. This is like my trio, not as great. I'll usually, if I'm like for the wedding, I'm gonna bring this one, but if I'm just going somewhere really fast and quick, I just use this one. And this is the Hourglass Transcendent Light. You can buy these in singles now. And this is what I use this for, is I just take my Sonia G brush, and what I like to do is just kind of smooth out my bronzers and blushes, because it is a setting powder. It diffuses everything. Can't live without this powder. So good. And then obviously I already mentioned my One Size powder. Under eye setting powder. If you're new here, this is the only setting powder I use to set my under eye with my puff, or usually my Stands Out puff. Love it, or my Makeup Forever puff. And then this is my Surratt. This is my backup one, and this is the Perfectionist palette in shade 2. Again, I don't know what is going on. I have to figure out from the team why they don't have this available, but I use those as color correcting or just blemish concealing, spot concealing if I need it. Always have my Petal powder from Chantecaille. You guys know I cannot live without this powder, and you know how that just blurs it all out. It is so beautiful. I love it so much. And then obviously I don't really need this one because I already have the Charlotte Tilbury powder. So this is kind of a backup one. So I already have that in my Z palette. So I really don't need to bring that one. I don't know why I did that. And then let's see, I'm gonna do that real quick. Put that, and this is what I was talking about, has like a little zipper that I can put that Z palette in. Where am I at? Oh, and my blush, Tom Ford. And this is in the shade Sun Drunk. So that's the shade right there. Love this one. And then Rare Beauty highlighter in Exhilarate. This was my #1 highlighter. Still love it. This is my backup version of this one, but I love my Tom Ford one even more. I'll show you guys right there. That highlighter I will be bringing with me constantly. Love it so much. And then that's it as far as my main products. And then I do, oh, for my brows and my highlighter. Ooh, did you guys hear that? So brows, I always have my 2 favorites, and I have, these are my backup versions. And this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and then the GXV, and this is the Hella On Point Eyebrow Pencil. I have actually both of these on today. I'm obsessed with these. And you can buy this one on Nordstrom Rack, because I don't think Sephora has it anymore for some reason. I don't know what's going on with GXVE and Sephora. A lot of stuff was on sale too. I have another eyebrow tinted gel. I was probably trying to get rid of that one. And then I have my Makeup Forever Very Dimensional Dark Brown. It's really the only one I bring because it's the only one I use on my lower lash line. And you guys know I'm obsessed with this color. And then this is the brush I use. This is the Nose Contour Brush from Patrick Ta. Love, love, love this brush. Obsessed with this brush. This is my backup one. This is the one I always have on my vanity. So when the sale hit, I made sure to get a backup of that one because I really, really like it. And then I'll just put in like my face brushes in this one, like my Surratt one, and I'll keep these little sleeves that I did in my makeup cleaning brush video, which you guys can check that out, where I cleaned all of my brushes on camera for you guys. I use these makeup sleeves to travel with too, because I don't want to, when I put them in this little thing right here, I want to make sure that when I close the flap or the zipper, it's not getting caught. Those are really good, expensive brushes, and I don't want to, I can't afford to mess them up. Actually, I'll take this off right now because we're going to need to use this brush. But anyway, that's my favorite. And then I always have my Surratt highlighter brush, and again, I will keep that sleeve on. So I'll actually keep these in this little thing right here because I don't have backups of these brushes. So I'll keep them in here in this little zipper thing or in this little pouch so that when I go to travel, I have it ready to go. And of course, you guys know I apply my under eye powders only with that. So I'll bring those two brushes. And then my main brushes that I use are, this is not available anymore, but any type of blush brush you have, I always carry that. I feel like brushes are so specific, so it's like hard to talk about them, but these are the ones I travel with. And then of course my Wayne Goss, again, not available, airbrush. Highlighter brush. I always have my BK Beauty 109, which I'm going to keep this one in here because it is a backup version. So 109 I cannot live without. I'll just keep that in there because I have two going on in here. And then I will bring, let's see, oh, this one. This is my my regular contour brush from Patrick Ta. They don't have this version at Sephora anymore. I think he brought this back to his website and maybe Cult Beauty. I'll have to find out where it's available now, but I always have that. And then these are the two brushes I use all the time. You guys know that. This is the Sephora number 57 because I have to do my eyeshadow with this one. And then this is not available, but this was their Pro Concealer Sephora collection. And I just blend that out sometimes, but mainly I have to have number 57 with me at all times. That is a must-have brush. And then also, where is this brush and this brush? So rougher number 4, obsessed with this brush, you guys know that. And again, I will keep the sleeves on all of these Japanese expensive Fude brushes. And then I just showed you guys how I do the powder with this one. So always have to have those two. I'm gonna put that back. And then I have my bronzer brush, which is my Chikuhodo. I just cleaned it, so wanted to make sure. So again, keeping the sleeves on that as well. And then I will bring my BK Beauty, the new 106 brush. I'll usually do this because 116, the old version was 106. This is the 116 BK Beauty. This brush has become a holy grail for cream bronzers. So when I bring, usually I'll bring, a lot of the times, I know this is a lot of stuff. You're like, girl, I don't bring that much stuff. And that's okay, that's you. For me, I just never know what I want. This is the hard part. So I bring my cream bronzer from ABH and I love these two together. So especially if I'm just doing something very, very natural, I just never know what I'm in the mood for, right? Is anyone else like me? Am I the only one? And then I'll bring just one foundation brush. Where is she at? This is the BK Beauty 115. This has just become my favorite foundation brush. So I always bring my 115 and my BK Beauty this is the alter ego one. This is the BK Beauty A506, sorry. 506. So I do this one for either eyeshadow or spot concealing or concealer, one of the two. So always have to have those two brushes with me alongside this Rose and Ben, and I think this is C31. C31. I love this brush so much for packing in the Surratt on, and I use that as my eyeshadow base. Obsessed with that. So I always have those as like my main brushes, and then my eyeshadow brushes vary. I just always bring at least one eyeshadow brush. Like I always have this Wayne Goss one. That's sticking up. And this is the number 16. Now I know he just launched some new Japanese brushes and white handles, but I just can't afford that right now. So, but I always use this to do just all of the main transition shade that you guys know I use my Surratt Griselle. I am so sorry for my neighbor's kids. I can't control that. And then these are the main brushes I use for traveling. Let me get these out. I'll pick these out just so you guys know. It's gonna vary for everybody, you know. You gotta do you and figure out. It's hard to always say what we use because everybody's different, right? But these are the main ones I travel with. So my Sigma E40, because you guys know I can't live without this brush. I need to get a backup of this. And this just blends everything out. And then I always have some type of fluffy Japanese brush, and smaller, but not too small. And this is just a Sonia G crease brush, a small one. So I always bring that one. And then Rougher 02 is my other one. And that's for just packing in those metallics. I always have BK Beauty A504. You guys know this is one of my favorites. I just used it in this look. And I like that for synthetic brush and packing in those darker colors. Now, if I want something that's a little bit more softer, then I use my Sonia G mini booster brush. Come on, focus. Focus, there we go. This is the mini booster. This is gonna give that same type of, you know, definition, I guess, in the crease, but in a softer way. And then you guys know I love this brush from What's Up Beauty. This is the R104, and this is just a nice fluffy version. Reminds me a lot of the Wayne Goss number 15 brush. So I would say this is a really good alternative version since that one's not around anymore. I do bring this one. This is the A502 from BK Beauty, just because sometimes I just want to blend out those edges, but keep it tight, but also want that pack that color in there because it is a synthetic brush. And then I use this What's Up Beauty R110. I love this one for my Chantecaille shadows. It's just amazing. So I always bring that one. And then my Sigma, this is the E-Shader E20 brush, and I always pack in that brow bone highlight with this brush. It's amazing, amazing. And then I always have these two on hand, or three, I should say, for the lower lash line. And then obviously, oh my gosh, I bring so many brushes. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Why can't I ever just be that girl that doesn't travel with much? You know, like it, one day when I grow up, that will be me. All right, these are the last few brushes that I bring. I gotta keep these separate so I remember here. So we have, this is for, these are my favorite over the BK Beauty, but it just depends on my mood. And it depends on the formula too. Like most of the products I use this brush, and this is the 14 from Refer. Love this brush. And the 13 from Refer. The 13 is also my favorite. This one's a lot like the smaller BK Beauty one. I don't know why we don't want to focus, but that's where we are today. This is amazing. So those two for sure. And then BK Beauty 15. These are like my main brushes that I probably do most of my looks with. But sometimes some formulas like the ABH I used at the BK Beauty because it has such a powdery formula that it's going to stick a little bit better with the synthetic brush. And then the Refer number 26, I use this one for the inner corner. I always do my inner corner with this brush. And then Refer number 3 and Refer number 23. So 23 is what I blend out my eyeliner with typically, and use like a darker color to smoke out my eyeliner. So you guys know Refer 23 is a must-have. And then Refer number 3, or is this 23 too? I have two 23s. Maybe we'll keep 23 in the makeup bag, or the extra one. And then Refer number 3, where is she at? Refer number 3, here she is. Okay, let's keep that one in here. We're gonna keep 23 in the makeup bag. We're gonna put that in there now so I don't forget. And then Refer number 3 is when I want like another color to go underneath the darker color, but I don't want it to be the transition color, if that makes sense. So it's like the second layer. So 23 would be the first layer, 3 would be the second layer, and then to blend it all out, the transition, I know it's a lot, R101, I know, I'm a lot, but R101 is the one where I use like the transition to go underneath that little area right there. So those are, oh shoot, there's a couple other ones. Oh my God, you guys, what is wrong with me? Okay, a couple other ones. Refer number 21, because some metallics that I really want that wet pigment, I'll use this brush. Amazing. And then I also, to really get in those nooks and crayons, this is the C30 from Rose and Ben. I hope I got that number right, but I'll put it right there. But I always carry that. Sorry, you guys, one more. I'm just gonna keep saying one more and just keep adding on. And this is the Rose and Ben, I think it's the E26, I want to say E26. And that is for my liner. So if I do any type of line up there, that's what I use. I think that's it, you guys. Oh my gosh, that was a lot. That was a lot. So these are the brushes I use for my eyeshadow. And I always keep these either in a bag or, let me grab it from here because I always have it in here. Mainly these type of, this is from Riki the mirror company. I love these because they pull out like that. So to travel with, you push down so that you can, and they stay up pretty nicely on like the desk that I use when I'm getting ready in a hotel. So I like that because I can just get to them easy, and then you can pull this out like that and snap it. This is one of my favorite brush containers. I also have a Makeup Forever one. I'll show you guys right there that I use a lot as well. So I usually keep my eye brushes in this little nifty component. So I'm going to keep those separate. And that's it for my makeup. I will show you guys how I pack my skincare right there. I usually use those Amazon to go bottles. And usually, if I'm going like on a one-day trip around here, I'll just take my Calisime containers and my Dermatology because I have some spares. But if I'm traveling out of town, then I'll use those containers right there. But typically, if I'm just traveling around town, my Calisime is pretty, I don't have a significant amount of skincare. So, and products like this Tula, I love this stuff, by the way. I got sent this in PR and I'm obsessed with this. This is the Barrier Balance Body Lotion. Amazing. So I will put those in like those little Amazon containers right there because obviously I'm not going to bring this massive thing with me. And then I have a small version, I'll show you guys right there, of the Garnier. And I always keep this with me as well as my makeup wipes because you guys know my makeup wipes. And then my Vanacream comes in a travel size, which I absolutely love that stuff. So I always have that travel version with me. I'm not going to do the hair products in this one. I'm just going to keep it to the skincare and makeup. But for the most part, that's what I travel with all the time. Like those are my must-have travel materials. And then I always use my Ilios light. So this is a backpack. I know it's like a work bag type, like it has a laptop. But what I like about this, my mom bought this for me a long, long time ago when I was traveling. And I've had it forever. I think it's just Samsonite. I keep these Victoria Beckham bags that I don't know if she still gives these out, but I always put like my brush, my Tangle Teezer brush, and then like my little scrunchies. Do the people still call these scrunchies? Remember when they were called scrunchies a long time ago? So I always keep that in there. I always have my Bath & Body Works hand sanitizer hooked. This is a little blinky one, hooked to my little zipper of my backpack. And then I carry, this is from Riki, but I have the version from Ilios, and this is also from Riki, this case, but I don't use the Riki mirror. I use my Ilios mirror because I love my Ilios mirror. You guys know I talked about this in my Black Friday deals. I think I need to charge this. Yeah, it's out of charge. It's out of charge, but this is my favorite mirror ever, and it comes with my normal 10x1 that I always use in studio, which I need to clean. I need to clean all of this and charge it up, but obsessed with this mirror. So I keep that attached, and I keep it, those little microfiber towels, I keep that so I can have it when I travel to clean. I need to clean and charge this up before I leave again. But I always keep that in the laptop section of the bag, which is nice. And then I have the Ilios one that comes with it, but this is the Riki one, so it's a little bit bigger. And then I keep my Ilios 10x one that doesn't magnetize to this mirror. It only does it to the Riki mirror, but I like my Ilios mirror much better. But this is like a bigger version. And then I have like my charger for my phone and all that in here. So I keep all of that in there. I keep the charger. All of that is in this backpack. And then this fits right on top. And then this will fit right into the main section of the backpack, which is nice. And then this is so slim, I can bring 2 of these and put like my bronzer and blush brushes in there. And I just have 2 small ones that just slide. Everything fits perfectly. I always carry my Dermatology, a full one of this. I don't really put this in a travel bag. just because it's just easier. But if I'm flying, then I will obviously put it in a smaller container. So that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that helps you out if you're traveling. Again, I'm extra. I bring a lot. So some people might go, Kristi, that is doing way too much, but that's who I am. So, oh, you know what? I forgot this. I always have my Sweet Beauty. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost forgot this. So I always carry both shades with me. This is shade Sun Touch. This is the only cream blush I use. And then I also love Cheeky. This is, oh, love this one. If I had to bring one, I'd probably just do Cheeky because that's the one I would probably use the most. And I always carry this Dermatology. This is their new Hydro Plump Bio Mist. Oh, God, this is amazing, this stuff. So anyway, I know that's a lot. We're just getting it here. I know if I forgot something, I'm sure I'll show you. But anyway, love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me today. If you're new here, before you go, please remember to hit that subscribe button and click that post notification bell. Join our beautiful Glam fam. We're here every week, and we just love for you to become part of our family. And if you did like this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. When you guys hit the like button and comment below, it really does help my videos out. You can catch me during the week with shorts. I'm also over on Instagram where I do upload reels and some type of fashion post. I'm gonna start getting better at that. And then you can check out my website, KristiAllure.com. All of my skincare and my whole routine is on there besides the video, and the link to the video will also be on there as well, where I did walk you guys through all of that, plus all of my Amazon favorites and all that good stuff. You can shop all of this stuff right here on that QR code. You can scan it, and that is my shelf where you can, it's all of my favorites. So everything from my fashion favorites to my favorite foundations, bronzers, blushes, all that good stuff. Everything will be on there. Everything in the video will be on there, as well as the links right here and on YouTube. So I greatly appreciate if you guys click those. And thank you for joining me again. I love you guys so much. Be sure to check out that video, and I will see you on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.